Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. I'm bringing you weekly sales solutions, sales tips, sales strategies, and a couple attitude adjustments thrown in there for good measure, right there from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. 80% of what we do here, 100% free. So the purpose of the podcast is to make sure the free stuff we're putting down, you're picking it up. And you're plugging it into your sales, your business, and your life, and you're getting some results from it. Now, today's Wednesday. So that means it's time for the Wednesday word. What's the Wednesday word, Dave? Hey, great question. Glad you asked. On Wednesdays, I'm going to crack open a dictionary because I got this nice long list of words that are success-themed, success-motivated, and I'm going to break the word down. First lesson I learned from Grant Cardone. Selling is a conversation. Power comes from the words that you use. So, what's within these words? What's the definition? What's the etymology? Where do these words come from? We use them every day and we take all that stuff for granted. So what can we learn from the word and what can we do with that word? And is there some kind of wisdom within the word that we can take into our week? So without further ado, let's get into today's word, shall we? Today's word is interesting. No, the word is not interesting. I mean, the word itself is interesting. Okay, whatever. Today's word is not interesting. Man, that's a catch-22. Okay, today's word has a cameo appearance in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Today's word also could be the main reason why you don't have what you want in your life. Today's word is additionally used as a weapon. That's right, a weapon by the manipulative and has been confused by generations as bliss. Lastly, if you do not have control of this word, it is costing you your life. Extreme? Yeah. True? Yes. Today's word is ignorance. Ignorance. That's right. It is a noun. The definition, right out of Webster's, the state or fact of being ignorant, which also means and implies a lack of knowledge, education, or awareness. Lack of information. Yeah. He acted in ignorance of basic procedures. Be using that word in a sentence. Now let's talk about the etymology of this word for a second, because this is where it gets interesting. And then, man, wait till we bring it home with the wisdom. So ignorance is a noun. Ignorance. It's the state of being that comes from the adjective, the root word, ignorant, which also means lacking knowledge or awareness in general. Uneducated or unsophisticated. So ignorant means lacking knowledge or awareness in general, but also can imply uneducated or unsophisticated. Now the Latin roots here has this part broken down, the IGN part of the word, ignorance, IGNORANCE, that first part, IGN, it breaks down like this. The IN means not. The IN part just means not. You throw a G into that equation, you get igno. No, G-N-O, that means no, K-N-O-W. G-N-O also relates to no, K-N-O-W. I'm confusing myself on that. So, but ignorant, the igno, means to not know, K-N-O-W. So if you ignore someone or something, it means in that moment it was intentional, that you didn't know them. Ignore is also neutral. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing. It's neutral. Because sometimes we legitimately just don't know. Other times, as I alluded to a second ago, there is some intentionality behind it. But it's very, very important moving us forward when you think about your own level of ignorance, yep, we're going to call ourselves out in a second. When we think about our own level of ignorance or somebody else's, that there is some compassion behind understanding maybe this person just doesn't know. And then other times, there's some intentionality behind it. So where's the wisdom? I want to give you some action ideas, something that I want you to take with you into the week. And the action idea I'm going to give you, it comes from my new friend, Sharon Lee, and her book, Be Water, My Friend, where she has been taking me on quite the deep dive into her father Bruce's philosophy and his views on life and living. And I'm loving the book, by the way. Yes, that Bruce Lee. So on page 68 of the book, she says this, quote, "There are clues in the word ignorant itself, which is rooted in the word ignore. What are you ignoring in life? What thoughts keep nagging at you that you push away? What feelings come back again and again that you shove down and deny? What patterns keep playing over and over in your life?" End quote. So I ask you, in fact, I challenge you, to what degree is ignorance a choice in your life? What would you like to create for yourself and in your life? Think about that for a moment. What would you like to create for yourself and create for your life? What do you not know about that? Or perhaps even more importantly, what do you already know about it that you're ignoring? Where you're choosing ignorance because there's a truth out there that you don't want to face. And so you opt for the illusion of bliss rather than confront the reality that if you want to create something better in your life, you will have to get and be better. And this has been your Wednesday Word. Thank you so much for listening to that. I find that quite the tough love punch in the face right there is what that was. It really shook my tree when I read it, so I wanted to share that quote with you, and it fit right in with this week's word. So thank you so much for listening. If you know anybody right now that could benefit from this particular episode of the podcast, feel free to share this out to them. Feel free to share this out into cyberspace so somebody else can stumble on it and have a slight little tough love wake-up call of their own. Thank you again for listening, for being here. Long-time listeners, appreciate the hell out of you. First-timers, welcome, buckle up, get ready for the ride. I'm going to leave you with the book, the words of Grant Cardone, which is this: be great, because nothing else pays. We'll see you soon.